Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the second part of the third prose, The Black Aeroplane. The author is Frederick Forsyth. About the author, Frederick Forsyth was born on 25th August 1938 in Ashford, Kent, England. He was educated at Tonbridge School and later joined the University of Granada in Spain. He joined the RAF and became a jet fighter pilot. He became a journalist and joined the BBC in 1965, where he served as an assistant diplomatic correspondent. Then, theme of the story, Frederick Forsyth describes quite an unique but mysterious experience during his flight from Paris to London. During the flight, he was lost amid mountains of dark clouds. He couldn't believe his eyes. The compass was dead. It would not work. He received no answer from Paris control either. He could see another aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. He followed the strange aeroplane till he could see the runway and was safe. When asked from the control center, he was told that no plane except his own was flying in the storm. Where did the aeroplane come from? Who was the man who asked him to follow him? Where did he disappear after leaving him in safely? These are the questions which are still surrounded in mystery. Then we will see the lesson, The Black Aeroplane. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. The narrator explained about the sky. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone, high up above the sleeping countryside. Here I refers to the narrator. The narrator was very happy to alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. The name of the aeroplane was Dakota. He was over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. Here, looking forward means waiting anxiously. The narrator was dreaming of his holiday and waiting anxiously to being with his family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. He looked at his watch and the time is 1:30 in the morning. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. The narrator thought that he could easily call the Paris control soon. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. The author could see through the nose of the aeroplane, he saw the lights of a big city in front of him. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS 088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England over. He passes the message to the control room. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS 088, I can hear you. From the control room, he had the reply. You want to turn 12 degrees west now, DS 088 over. They gave some instruction to turn his aeroplane to 12 degrees west. Then I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. Here, compass means an instrument consisting of a magnetized needle to show north and south. Here now, the author checked the map and the compass and switched over to his second and last fuel tank and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I will be in time for breakfast, I thought. The narrator thought that he will be in time for the breakfast with his family members. A good big English breakfast. He thought that it was a very big and good English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. He thought that his journey was very easy. And Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Through the clouds, he saw that the Paris was about 150 kilometers. Here, the clouds are very storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. Here, the narrator compared the clouds to the black mountains. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I didn't have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. The author knew that he could not fly over them because he didn't have enough fuel and fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. The author thought that he wants to go back to Paris, but he was very much interested in seeing his family members and wanted that breakfast. So, I'll take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. So, the author took the risk and he flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The narrator could not see anything outside in the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. The aeroplane condition is not good. It is jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the campus. The narrator now looked at the campus. I could not believe. I could not believe my eyes. The campus was turning round and round and round. He saw that the campus turning round and round and round going on. It was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. From the aeroplane, all the instruments suddenly dead. He tried the radio. Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. Now the radio also dead. I had no radio, no campus, and I could not see where I was. The author is not able to see where he was, and also he had no instruments. I was lost in the storm. Then, in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. Then he was very happy because the narrator saw another aeroplane near him. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. But the new aeroplane had no lights on its wings, but the author can able to see the pilot of the aeroplane. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Then the another pilot lifted one hand and waved. Follow me, he was saying, follow me. He gave enough instructions to follow him. So the author now felt very glad. Then he knows that I am lost. I thought he is trying to help me. The new man, the strange man, the new aeroplane pilot helped him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. He turned his aeroplane into the north side, so also the narrator would be easier to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. The author felt very happy and he followed the strange aeroplane like an obedient child like yours. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. After half an hour, the black aeroplane is still there in front of the whole Dakota in the clouds. The next. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. The fuel is enough for 5 to 10 minutes only. I was starting to feel frightened again. The author, that is the narrator, once again frightened. But then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. But the narrator started to go down and followed through the storm. Suddenly, I came out of the clouds and saw 2 long straight lines of lights in front of me. Suddenly, the narrator saw the long straight lines of light in front of him. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. He thought that it was a runway, an aeroplane, and also he was very safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. But I could not see the new aeroplane, the strange aeroplane. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. And the narrator could not see the black aeroplane anywhere, because the black aeroplane was gone. Then he was worrying about the black aeroplane. I landed and I was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. The author inquired the lady in the control room about the new pilot, but there is no new pilot there. He wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. The woman looked at very strangely and laughed. Another aeroplane up there is in the storm. No other aeroplane were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. The narrator inquired about the aeroplane, but the lady replied that there is no other aeroplane in the no other aeroplane were flying tonight. Yours is the only aeroplane flying I could see on the radar. So who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? Here, radar means an equipment that searches the flying objects. The author had confused. He asked the question within himself, that is, who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? That is, it remained an unsolved mystery. Then we will see the main points of the story. The narrator was flying his old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. He called Paris Control and was asked to turn 12 degrees west. He thought he would be with his family and be in time for breakfast. Everything was going well and it was an easy flight. Suddenly, he saw dark black storm clouds. He took the risk and the plane went straight into the storm. Everything looked black inside the mountains of clouds. The old plane jumped and twisted in the air. He couldn't believe when he found his compass and the other instruments totally dead. Suddenly, another aeroplane appeared and he could see the face of the pilot. The pilot of the black plane asked the narrator to follow him. The narrator was frightened as there was fuel enough that could last only 5 to 10 minutes. Suddenly, he came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines in front of him. It was a runway where he could land safely. On landing, he asked the lady in the control room where he was and who the other pilot was. The lady replied that no other aeroplane except his Dakota flew that night. The pilot of the black aeroplane remained an unsolved mystery for the narrator. These are the main points of this lesson. Then you have to prepare the answer for these short answers. This is today's homework. The short answers questions are very easy. You have to find out the answers. Thank you, students.